No matter what you're doing with your 2002 to 2018 Ram 1500, be it daily driving, towing, overlanding, or something else entirely, having more braking power at your disposal is always a good thing. The Supersport HD drilled and slotted rotor from C&L will provide you with performance brake stopping power without the typical performance brake price tag. Cross-drilled and slotted rotors like this one make for an excellent upgrade versus your standard solid rotors, and that is mostly because of heat dissipation. Heat is the enemy of braking performance, and the holes and channels on the faces of the rotor here help get that heat away from the pads and from the rotor itself. When you apply the brakes, friction and heat build up in the pads and the faces of the rotors. The channels here direct that heat outwards, while the holes allow the heat to escape through the central vanes. So all that heat has plenty of places through which to escape, and it gets off of the face of the rotor and away from the pads as much as possible. Now, getting rid of that heat is going to help stave off brake fade and provide you with stronger, more consistent stopping power. So if you're hauling around a bunch of stuff, towing a trailer, running down a trail, coming down a mountain road, or even just sitting in traffic, repeated stops and brake applications won't affect your braking performance as much as it would with your stock solid rotors. You're going to have shorter, more consistent stops from higher speeds. But it's not just about getting heat off of the faces of the rotors either. Those channels and the holes will also get rid of any debris and water, so if you've ever driven through a really torrential downpour, gone to hit your brakes and had that, that one moment of, I don't know if these are going to work, that's going to help dissipate it here as well. Now, it is worth noting that this is only the rear passenger side rotor. We do have the rest of the set available for the other three corners of your truck, and I do recommend replacing these at least in pairs, so one on either side of the axle, if you're upgrading from stock or from a different set of rotors. C&L also offers matching pads for these, so if you want a really refreshed braking system with even better performance, make sure you check those out on our site as well. The rotor is constructed from CNC machined premium cast iron, so it is actually similar in composition to your original standard brakes. It's also perfectly mill balanced. That's going to help prevent against vibration, noise, and uneven wear. You've also got a bright zinc electroplating over top to help prevent against rust and corrosion, so it's going to make sure that it looks good for a long time to come. However, the cast iron construction means that the price stays low. Coming in at about $100, that makes this about the least expensive drilled and slotted rotor option available for these trucks. And for what you're getting, it's a pretty good value for your money. This will give you the performance brake power without that performance brake price tag. Installation will come in at a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and it should take you about 1 hour to complete the job. Now, brakes are a pretty straightforward job to do on your truck. It's just a bit time consuming, and you will of course have to remove the caliper in order to get this installed. Regardless though, this is definitely a job that you can accomplish at home, and we're going to show you just how to get it done right now. So for that, let's head over to the shop.
For this install, you will need an impact, a 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter if necessary, a swivel adapter, 21mm socket, caliper hanger tool, a dead blow mallet, and also not shown here is a jack and jack stand. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing a new rotor on our Ram, so let's get started. Alrighty guys, so we've got the truck in the air, we've got the wheels off, and the first thing we're going to need to do is remove our caliper and bracket assembly. So we're going to grab our 21mm socket with a swivel on our impact and pop off the 2 bolts holding our bracket and caliper in place. Then we can pull that off and get our rotor out of here. We'll get our first bolt loose. Come up and get our second one loose. Once they're both loose, get these out. Now before we get our second one out, we're going to grab a caliper hanger. Put that somewhere we can secure our caliper so it doesn't hang on our lines. And we'll pop this off. You want to find somewhere secure to hook this. Gonna go right on our spring. Keep that out of the way. All right, so next we can get after our rotor. Now ours, much like most of yours at home, if you haven't touched these in a while, is a little bit seized up on our hub. So what we're gonna do is take one of our lug nuts. We're gonna put that loosely on a stud. This is gonna prevent it from flying off. We're gonna take a soft mallet and give this a few taps on the backside to get it to kind of work its way off. Give this some taps, just till it starts moving. Now we're going to take our lug nut back off. We can remove our rotor. Now while you have this off, this is a good time to clean up your inner drum system for your parking brake and make sure that's all good to go as well. Now we're gonna install our new rotor. Get that onto our lugs. Want to make sure that it gets fully seated onto your drums, and we can reinstall our caliper. Now we'll get our caliper back in position, work our pads over our rotor, and we can reinstall our two 21mm bolts. And we'll get our 21mm socket and swivel, tighten these back down. Alrighty folks, that about wraps up our review and install of our C&L Supersport HD cross-drilled and slotted 5-lug rotor for the rear passenger side of your 02 to 18 Ram 1500, excluding the SRT10 and Mega Cab. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.